this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Take One Podcast, episode 39. This is the last episode before Scream 6. I can't believe it's here already. We are wrapping up our road to Scream 6. We're talking Scream 4 and Scream 2022. And my special guest today is Natalie. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here. How are you?
Good. I'm excited. I feel like this year has just flown by. I feel like not too long ago we were talking about the last Scream. And I just can't believe it's here, and I hope it delivers. And I can't wait to talk about it because I know you have different opinions than me on the last one.
Okay, I don't remember this, but we'll find out.
yeah. So I can't wait to talk about that. But anyways, like, what's up? How you been? I know it's been a while since you kind of been on the show. What you been up to?
Yeah, not much, honestly, at all. I'm just ready for spring because, like I was just telling you, it's cold. I know it's warm for you now, but it's still winter over here.
I don't know. Virginia's weather is just so weird. Like, it'll be 70 today, and then like on Tuesday, I think it's supposed to be like 40. So it just goes back and forth, and I constantly get sick because of that. So it sucks.
That's the worst.
Yeah. What have you been up to as far as like movie wise, show wise? What have you been watching recently?
I just finished this morning season 4, part 2.
Okay. No spoilers, but like what'd you think?
It's better than part 1. I did not like part 1 at all. It was a struggle to get there.
That was a rough watch. So I'm excited to hear you say that because, like, I have a lot of people that really love that show, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm just not feeling part 1 at all." Like, they definitely went like super different from the past few seasons, but I don't know. Like, was not into it, so I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just over the show in general. I think they killed off Love too quickly because they needed her in the show, and I don't know. I'm kind of just like, eh.
I mean, you don't say nothing, but I hear there's rumors she's back.
She was in the trailer for part 2.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. I'm excited to hear that. You're watching The Last of Us, I'm assuming?
Yes. I also finished that the other night.
In total? Like,
yes.
Okay. Am I gonna cry the last few episodes again?
Yeah, probably.
Man, what a show! What's your favorite episode so far? Is it one that hasn't been released yet, or like one that already has?
The finale is really good. But I love episode 3. I love episode 6. Every one is just fantastic. Like, there's no
so good.
Yeah, there's no weak episodes. So, what about you? What's been your favorite?
Probably episode 3 is obviously one that sticks out. And is 6 the one with
Sam?
Yeah.
That
was. I didn't play the game, so I didn't know. I didn't know what was coming, and I was just like jaw to the floor. What a shock!
I know, it happened so fast.
I know. God. So I would say those are probably my favorite 2 episodes. But overall, like, I'm really enjoying the show. So really looking forward. Yeah, really looking forward to wrap that up. The only thing about when shows wrap up is what are you going to watch next?
I know. That's what I was just talking to like people at work about yesterday. Of like, okay, what's going to be my next obsession? Like, I need something.
I know. Like for a while, it was House of the Dragon, and then it didn't take too long for Last of Us to come on after that. So like, I felt like we got super lucky. But like now, I don't even know anything is anything coming out you're looking forward to show wise?
Succession, I'm excited about, but it's not the same. Like, I think because it's not like a genre show, I'm not that obsessed with it. Like, it's really good. I like it. But Yellow Jackets is coming back. That I'm really excited about. Have you watched it?
No, but I hear everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hear everybody talking about. What does that come on again?
That is on Showtime, and it comes back in April, I want to say. for
Okay,
season 2.
so plenty of time
Mm-hmm.
to catch up on that. Okay, yeah, I'll have to watch that. I recently watched White Lotus.
Nice.
That was really good. I'm thinking show wise. I think that's it show wise, and then movies. I've just been like binging old movies, and then I
Nice.
just went and saw Creed 3. I thought that was pretty good, and then obviously looking forward to Scream 6. Have you watched any movies that are like really really good for you this year?
I've been trying to catch up on like the award nominated ones for the Oscars because that's in like 2 weeks. It's the same night as the Last of Us finale, so
Yeah.
that's funny. Um, so I've been trying to catch up on those, but I'm trying to think if I've watched something new that was really good. I feel like I'm just
Did
obsessed with The Last of Us.
did you watch Knock at the Cabin?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I had so many mixed feelings about it. Like it was one of those movies I felt like I walked out where I felt like I liked it enough to enjoy it, but then like I'm sitting here thinking like I don't think I'll ever rewatch that movie again. So
Yeah.
like how much did I really like it? Did you ever read the book?
No, but I heard the book is really good and that they changed the ending from
Yeah.
the book. Yeah.
I don't know. I just want really good horror. Like that's what I'm like really fiending for right now. It's funny you brought up the Oscars because I actually got a shirt made that I'm gonna wear next week, and it says Mia Goth deserves an Oscar.
Nice.
Because I'm so disappointed that she didn't get one.
Yeah, it's just stupid. I mean, like,
I mean, let's be honest. Horror doesn't get the love that it should.
never.
Like at this point, I just wish like somebody would host like a separate horror show. If they're not gonna get the recognition, might as well like somebody better like might as well just host a different show. You know what I
I
mean?
know, yeah, because I mean, they have awards for horror, but it would be fun if they had like a whole ceremony and things like that.
Yeah.
Red carpet. Yeah. But speaking of Mia Goth, we both watched Infinity Pool. I forgot about that. I don't know how because it's not like a forgettable movie.
It's not forgettable at all. Yeah, interesting. My theater experience with that was interesting in itself because of the stuff that happens in it. You just hear like the people in the theater like gasp and like, ugh, and like you just hear all kinds of stuff throughout the movie, and I'm just, I don't know. Yeah, I love that. Infinity Pool, I enjoyed. I think I gave it a 2.5 stars out of 5, so it might not seem that way, but
Shaking my head.
I don't know. You loved it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like perfect, but I was very pleased with it. I would watch it again.
It was so different. I mean, again, I love Mia Goth, so like her performance was really good in it. I don't know, it was just super different, which I don't mind. It just didn't hit. It just didn't hit with me. So
I like
I don't know.
weird stuff.
You like what weird stuff?
Yeah.
I heard that like they held back on that movie a little bit too. Like,
Well, they released like a different version than what was shown at like the festivals. So the reviews were like, "Oh, this is like so like grotesque and insane," and then everyone like went to see it in theaters and was like, "Really?" So I guess
yeah,
there were two different versions.
yeah, I heard that too. I'm like, I mean, it's funny because I watch reviews like people that like really love horror and like weird shit like us, and they're like, it wasn't that bad at all. Like I actually, no matter how psycho or weird this makes me sound, I actually wanted to see more.
Same. I was looking forward to being like grossed out or at least like shocked. I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, because it's been a while since we got a movie like that. So I mean, I appreciate what they did. Did you watch any of like the indie films that come out like Skinamarink or anything like that?
I did watch that. I watched it on my laptop and the lighting, like I just couldn't see shit at all on my
Okay.
laptop. So.
Me neither. Like I have really good friends that really enjoyed that movie, and like their letterbox review is like so in depth, and like I feel like they're talking out of their heart, and I'm just like, like I gave it a 1 star, and I was like, I can't,
think
or something
same.
like that.
Yeah. I was watching it and I'm like, okay, this is either like really like clever and genius or just like so stupid. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, that was just stupid. I'm just gonna call it how it is.
100%, 100%. Like I don't know. I'm really looking forward to Maxine coming out also.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't know horror wise what else is coming out. Do you know?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. That makes
Not
me.
in like the near future. I feel like there's always like summer movies and then obviously in time for Halloween, but
Yeah, I just felt like last year was so good, in my opinion, for horror. Like, we got a lot of movies that I really liked, so it's gonna kind of be a bummer if it's not the same this year, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna be the same.
I feel like there
Um,
will probably be some surprises though, because I feel like some of my most favorite from last year, I wasn't like anticipating them or like, counting down the days. I was kind of like, oh, this is getting hype. Let me watch it.
Actually,
Great.
you're 100% right. Same with me. Like X, like I just kind of went in on a whim. Same with
Mhm.
Pearl, like
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Yeah, so like I hope we get a good amount of those again. That would be nice.
Hmm.
Um, so moving on to Scream, we got Scream 5 last year, and we'll jump into that here in a second. But all right, let's just talk about 4 first, because I don't. Let's talk about 4. How do you like 4? Because I know like either you love. I feel like this is a movie where a lot of people either love it or hate it, and like it
Yeah.
has a huge following. Like I see people put this like their second ranked favorite, and then some their last. How do you feel about this movie?
I have generally positive feelings about it. I think it's solid. It's entertaining, but I don't think it's much else but that. I feel like
Hmm.
it's kind of like the least clever of all of them, but it's fun to watch. And this is the first Scream movie that I was like old enough to actually watch when it came out.
Okay,
So I enjoyed that. So it's like, a special place in my heart for that reason.
true. I didn't like it as much. I don't know. It's just for some reason I just outside of Kirby, I just didn't gravitate to the characters.
Hmm.
For some reason, Jill just as a killer didn't stick with me. Charlie same way. And I'm trying to think of the boyfriend's name. Trevor.
Trevor, yeah, I didn't like
Trevor.
him.
A lot of people don't like Trevor. I haven't met one person that likes that guy. Um, but of course, like I said, I love Kirby, and obviously
Yeah.
the big three were really good in this movie as well. I felt like especially in 3 and 4, well, more 3, but I feel like Sydney kind of takes a backseat kind of too, like until towards the end of the movie.
Hmm.
Like they really kind of focus on Jill. Now, when you first saw this movie, did you have any idea who the killers were?
I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure I was surprised when it happened. Did you predict?
No,
Yeah.
no. Like out of all of them, I think this is the most surprised I was,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I mean they did. I feel like in all the other movies they kind of hint at who maybe the killer is. They hint at several people, and I feel
Mhm.
like in this movie they never hinted to Jill at all,
Yeah.
like at all.
I like the whole reveal scene too. I mean, I'm just a big Emma Roberts fan in general. I think she's really good at horror, and
Yeah,
so I thought she gave a good performance. And I like just how like ruthless she was. Like she's like, actually, I'm gonna be the sole survivor. Like Charlie, bye.
yeah.
So a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
it was surprising, which is good.
Yeah, I feel like that. Again, to your point, she was definitely ruthless, and then
She killed her mom or had her mom
I
killed,
know, I know,
which is like, what the hell?
that's some sick shit. Like that's some sick shit just to be famous or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. There's good parts of this movie that I really like. But like I tried to rewatch it again, and like it has its entertaining parts, but for me, like overall, for some reason, the first 3 like are on a pedestal for me. I don't know why. But I will say when I go back and watch the movie we're getting ready to talk about, not that I hate the new one, but like I appreciate 4 more for a lot of.
No.
I know. That's the one where like we're really gonna disagree, but
Yes.
because I remember you went and saw it. I remember somebody else on the Netflix team went and saw it. Netflix Life team went and saw it early too. Had an early screening of it, and she really liked it as well. And I'm like, and then all the reviews for Scream 5 came out, and like they were all positive, and like,
Mhm.
okay, we'll jump into that in a second because I got a lot to say. So as far as Scream 4, what kills kind of stick out to you? Like, which ones do you really like? So like for me, like the one that really sticks out to me, I think it's probably one of the most gruesome ones is the bedroom scene.
Mhm.
Um, where her friend gets killed. I forgot her name as well. Olivia, I think.
Olivia, yeah.
Yeah. That was freaking gruesome as hell. And I like the way that
Yeah.
that was all set up, where it seemed like he was in their closet, but ended up in Olivia's closet. And then when Sydney goes over there and like blood all over the walls and her guts are hanging out of her stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's fucking gruesome. Like, man, that kill I really enjoyed, and it's probably the one that really sticks out to me. And there's some weird funny ones, like the cop scene where he gets stabbed in the head and he's like, fuck Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I know. I like the cops. I feel like this movie has a lot of good moments, but the Olivia kill, I feel like that's probably the most graphic kill in the franchise, right? Like that one was surprisingly graphic.
I would assume so. Like the only other, like, I guess the opening to Scream where the boyfriend has his guts hanging out, but like, you know, he's in a chair and obviously you see the guts, but like in the room, like you see the blood all over the wall. So I would say it's probably the most gruesome for sure.
Yeah. So that's a plus. I also like Jill's death at the end. It's not really like particularly a good kill, but it's just very satisfying.
I just like the way it's set up when Gail's like, can I say one word, clear? And then Sydney's like, clear. So.
Yeah, it's fun. Like this movie is so entertaining.
You're talking me. I know what you're doing. You're talking me into like trying to like this movie.
It's just like a fun, light. I'm like saying it's like cute, even though it's, you know, a horror movie, but it's just like a fun, throw it on, don't have to think too hard.
Did you like Charlie as a killer in this movie?
He was a little weak. I mean, I guess like the reveal just happened so fast and you're like, oh, I guess that's her boyfriend and whatever. Yeah. And I was like, I like him as an actor though.
Mm-hmm. He's really good.
Yeah, but I mean, Jill definitely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like the camera work in this movie was a little off, and the reason I say that is because, again, I had no idea it was Jill at all. Mm-hmm. But like when Sydney runs out of the hallway, like towards the door at the end, and Jill comes around the corner and stabs her, I just knew it was Jill because of the height of Ghostface. And I didn't notice that at all throughout the movie.
Okay.
But like in that particular scene, like I could just see how short Ghostface was, and I was like, one, that's probably a woman, and then two, like, where's Jill been? Like that right then. So they did a good job with that reveal. What's up?
That's a good catch.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm being like critiquing it like way too fucking hard, but like, I don't know. I could just tell height differences.
It's such like a 2010s movie though, which I feel like I just really love about it. Like the 2010s horror, just I love it because it's like cheesy and like stupid but fun. Also, like, why is everyone glowing? Like that
it is.
filter or whatever it's on it. It's just weird and dated at this point, but in the best ways.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Kevin about it, and he was like, the whole movie kind of has like a gloss tone to it, like filter to it. It looks a little weird compared to all the other Screams. So yeah, that's a good point out. Okay, so you enjoyed this movie. So what do you feel like your favorite moment is in this movie, if you had to pick one?
I think just the Ghostface reveal, probably. Like I said, Emma Roberts, I just really love her, and I feel like she did a great job. I like some of the scenes of like the movie club talking about like remakes, reboots, but I feel like they just didn't go deep enough. It was kind of just like they scratched the surface of the commentary and then kind of we're moving on. So like I said, I feel like this is like the least clever of the movies. But I do like that discourse. You need to have it in all of the movies, but yeah, I think the Ghostface reveal and Jill just being a psycho and being very entertaining, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I have to go with that as well, just because out of all of the movies, it was one that probably shocked me the most. And I would say like what's close to that is the first one, because like they really play with your mind with Billy being the killer. Yeah. Like throughout that entire movie, I just remember like, oh, he's definitely the killer, and then oh, he's not the killer, and then oh, he is the killer, and then he gets stabbed. I'm like, yeah, no way, he's the killer. So, I would say yeah, for sure that one, just because it was the one that kind of shocked me the most with the reveal. Like not once throughout the entire movie did I think it was her. Also, I got to say, I'm glad you brought up the whole movie club thing, because I really wish my high school had a movie club. Yeah, I really wish it did. Like it looks so cool.
Yeah,
I know. And I wish somebody around here would have a stab-a-thon. Like, I would love that shit. Like, that would be so cool. Like, right up my alley.
I know, that would be so fun. But also, I forgot we didn't talk about the opening. I feel like people either love it or hate it. It's stupid, but like it's stupid on purpose, right?
Okay, I got to be straight up with you. It's like the
worst.
It's the worst opening to a movie of all time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, oh man, it really irks my nerves because like I sit back and I mean even the next movie that I don't enjoy all that much. Like, I just felt like they hit on every opening in all these movies except for that one. It's like they were trying to be like different, and like maybe one fake out, but like, all right, this is getting a little old. Like, I don't know, I can't do that.
I think it's funny. So the last time I just watched this movie, like last week, I actually was like, oh, I kind of wish there was a third fake out, just to make it even more ridiculous. Like I forgot how many there were, so. There was like the last one, and I was like, okay, wait, are these actually the two girls, or is another one coming? I don't know. I think it's funny.
So who's your favorite character outside of Jill? I'm gonna go outside of Jill because I feel like I know that's probably where you would go, and for good reasons. But who's your favorite character in the movie?
Kirby, probably, which is another obvious one. Everyone loves Kirby.
I mean, she's awesome. She is.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
She got done wrong. I mean, come on, Charlie. Sometimes it takes a couple years to get noticed, you know? Like, you don't have to be that upset about it. Come on now.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's, like, very smart, movie buff, obviously, very funny. Just, like, someone you would want to hang out with.
Oh, 100%. Like, a super good best friend. I'm excited she's coming back in this one.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of Hayden Panettiere, like as an actress,
great.
Like so good.
She's not in enough stuff like recently.
I know. I thought that she said like she took a break or something like that from Hollywood for whatever reason that was. And this is like her coming back in whatever way. And I hope she sticks around because I just love her as an actress. I think she's really good and really talented. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Brittany Snow. Like, it was really good to see her in X, and I've enjoyed her a lot in previous movies. And I know she's been like on TV shows and a couple Netflix movies as well. But I would love to get more of her too. I used to always get those two mixed up.
Blondes.
It was definitely the blondes. For me, I would have to go probably Dewey. And okay, I want to ask you this. I'm asking everybody this, and I might have asked you this before, but do you ever get like the sense that like they flirt with the idea of Dewey and Sydney being together?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, they have like a connection and a bond that goes so deep. So it's always one of those things of like, okay, are they best friends or is there something more? Yeah, I think they hint at it.
Because like I've always looked at them like Dewey is like the big brother obviously, but there was a scene like in the gazebo in Scream 2 where like they get really close and like I think something's gonna happen and obviously it doesn't. And then here in Scream 4 when they're sitting on the couch and like they're literally like somebody says something and they literally are just staring into each other's eyes, not saying anything for like a good 5-6 seconds, and then Dewey does that little nervous thing. He's like, all right, I gotta go, and like gets up and goes. So I've always felt like they've always flirted with that idea. So I didn't know if anybody else, if you have noticed that before or not.
Yeah, definitely. I know that's a good call out. Yeah, it's definitely hinted at, I think. And I mean, him and Sydney definitely have a better relationship than him and Dale. But maybe that's just because there hasn't been romance involved. But
I mean, yeah, that is true. I mean, they've been through, I mean, everything together too. You know, they 4 times up to this point. So, or after this ends 4 times. So a lot of trauma together.
Yeah.
And then with him and Gail, like, I don't know, like I know it's like probably very toxic, but I enjoy them going back and forth at each other, especially like the one that sticks out is like in the second movie, like when they meet back up for the first time and like he's quoting her book. Yeah, it's so good. I love their relationship on screen. And okay, this is gonna make me upset, but like in the new trailer, it looks like Gail has already replaced Dewey.
Oh really? I didn't even notice that.
Like Well, there's some guy in the house with Gail, so who knows? It might not be, but I'm just saying. And if it is, he gets what he gets. Like, have you seen? Did you see the chase scene? The Gale chase scene that released?
Mm-mm.
No.
I'm a fake fan.
No. You're good. Like for me, I haven't seen outside. I've seen the trailer, and I've seen that chase scene that they released. It was like on Jimmy Kimmel or something. Like I think.
Okay.
And it was really good, but I'm trying to stay away from everything. So like
Yeah.
I get it. Like I haven't seen any TV spots that are out there. Like I'm just trying to not get spoiled because, like I said in the group, people are just going around and spoiling things. Like people are like commenting on YouTube videos, like who the killer is. I'm like,
No.
I've done a good job, and we just got to make it just a few more days.
I know. Yeah, I'm not reading anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that's. I don't know. It was hard not to watch the trailer. Like I would love to go into a lot of these movies blind, like I did with Barbarian and X.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. It's a good feeling going into them not knowing what happens. But there's just too much hype around this. There was no way I couldn't watch the trailer.
Oh, totally. I know.
Okay. Worst character in Scream 4.
I mean, I feel like there's no one that bad. We already said we don't like Trevor.
Yeah, I think that's the easy one.
I do like Charlie, but I don't like his friend. I don't even remember his name. He's kind of annoying.
I had the cast list pulled up.
Robbie.
Yeah. Robbie.
I think the two of them together are just kind of annoying, but it's not like terrible. It's just I don't love it.
It's not the best. I don't know. I think for me, again, Trevor's the easiest one. I would probably go Charlie. Like again, I don't hate him, but I don't know if I don't like him as a killer. I just can't do that. Like Jill, I kind of can see where she's coming from, even though like she's not my favorite killer. But Charlie, I don't know.
Yeah,
it just didn't really sit well with me. Honestly, probably out of all the killers in the Scream movie, it's probably the one I dislike most. What about you? Out of all of the Scream movies, which one do you dislike most? It's a tough question.
I know.
Two come to my mind.
Okay. I like most of them.
Me too. So I always used to say I used to hate Mickey in 2.
Yeah.
But like one of the things that I've come to realize was like I feel like one of the reasons I didn't like him is because we didn't get enough with his character. Like that singing scene in the cafeteria that Sydney's boyfriend does. Like that's the last time we see Mickey to the very end at his reveal. So I feel like we just don't spend enough time with that character. So I don't know if I hate him as a killer. I don't know. I just feel like in other Scream movies outside that just 2 period, we at least get a lot more screen time. Because even with Billy's mom, it was kind of low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like, oh yeah, these side characters you didn't care about at all.
Yeah, I know. So they were probably kind of the weirdest ones, especially Mickey, again, just came out of nowhere. But I don't know.
Similar to like Charlie, of just like they need a second one.
Yeah.
Put some type of connection, but I don't know. I think maybe Roman is my least favorite, but I think it's just because like, okay, we just found out Billy's relative in the second one and now we're having another relative. I just felt like it was too much of the same.
Yeah, I think the reason that as much as I like 3, I think the reason that Roman bothers me to any degree is because if you want to play the relative thing, I guess I can get over that. I just didn't like the fact that he was Billy's motive. You know what I mean? I didn't like that he was the one who kind of, came to Billy and said, do this. It kind of, that kind of sucked.
Yeah. I hate when like you could tell that like that wasn't the original plan. They had
something.
They had to come up with something. So that's always like annoying. But yeah, I don't really like the relative thing. I just think it's cheap. And so with Scream 22, I'm like, all right, if you're bringing another relative, at least don't make them Ghostface. So we'll get to that.
Okay, so before we get to that, what would you rate this movie out of a 5, letterbox score wise?
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a solid score.
Yeah. it's entertaining. Like I could watch it a bunch of times if it's just on.
I feel like I got to put my like letterbox stars like in my bio somewhere, because like if I rank a movie a 3 out of 5, to me in my eyes that's a solid movie. It's one that I can watch. But like I get comments on like, yo, why do you hate this movie? I'm like, it's 3 out of 5. Yeah, it's like 3 out of 5. That's not a bad score.
Yeah,
like, that's
to me a
that's
3
really
is
solid.
like a B.
Yeah,
B minus.
yeah, that's how I feel too. And then like 4 and up is just like great to really amazing in my opinion. But I don't know. Okay, I would rank this movie. I don't know what I did actually. I think I gave it 2. I think.
I don't think it warrants a 2. Maybe a 2.5.
2.5. Okay, let's hope that I gave it a 2.5.
You're looking.
Yeah, because I just went and rewatched all these. Did you watch them all? I know you said you just watched. Yeah, I still gotta watch the last one, 2022, but I didn't watch it that long ago either. So it's very refreshing. I gave it 2.5. I gave it the half. I gave it the half. The half matters.
It does.
But it's crazy because I said you either love this movie or hate this movie. I feel like a lot of people do, but a lot of my letterbox friends outside of one has it a 3+. So there's a lot of people that really like this movie. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on that.
It's a rewatchable.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and jump to Scream 22.
Okay.
Your
most hated movie.
It is.
No.
It is. I know. Okay, I'll start first, and I'll just tell you what I struggle with the most in this movie. A couple of things actually. The characters in this movie, I just do not connect with. Like, I do not connect with Sam Carpenter for whatever reason. I just cannot do it. I don't know if that's her fault or if that's the fact that they brought Billy back, quote unquote. Like, it was good to see him on screen. It's just, I don't know. I didn't like that whole aspect of it. Maybe if it was just like one time he popped up, but I don't know. Now, if it plays a bigger factor as to why he was popping up in the next movie, like maybe that my opinion will change on that. But I didn't really like that Billy popped up. As good as it was to see him back in the franchise in some way. First off, I thought it was fake. Like, I thought it was a CGI.
Yeah.
Because they made his face look really weird. And my sister asked me, was like, "Is that him?" And I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I saw him post on his Instagram, and it was him. Supposedly, they still CGI'd his face a little bit, like messed with it a little bit, and I'm like, I think he could have pulled it off regularly. But anyways, Sam Carpenter I just don't connect with, and really the overall characters I don't like. I will say I am a big Mindy stan though. I love Mindy a lot, so please do not break my heart, people. In the next one, please. Yeah, I need her. Yeah, I need her around. And then 2, I know I'm probably biased with this, but I would have loved to have seen Jenna Ortega be the final girl, like the main one in this movie. Now I will say what makes me excited about Scream 6 is it looks like we get more time with her character, which I'm really excited about. It's just that opening scene to this movie, no lie, like I was like, oh, this is about to be my favorite. Like, and it just wasn't. And then the Killers, just not a big fan of them. Like, what was the boyfriend's name again?
Richie.
I
don't really like him. He was all right.
Me neither. He was just kind of corny. Like, it at first, like when he screams, he's like, "Holy shit, it's Ghostface!" I don't know. It's just like, that's kind of corny. Like, I don't like that. I don't mind that the legacy characters weren't in here as much. I know that you got to move on at some point. So that didn't really bother me too much. I do like the fact that they progress Sydney throughout all the Scream movies to where we get to this point when she picks up the phone, she hangs up. She's like, "I'm bored," and hangs up. Like, I love that. Like, she's just at a point where she's just not fucking around. I like the fact that they go back to the house, the Stumacher's house. I love that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't know. Maybe it was my own fault because, like, I just remember the views the week of the movie, and they were all so positive, and like everybody was talking about like how gruesome and dark Ghostface was.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. Like, I just didn't think he was that dark, or the kills were like that that crazy like everybody was talking about. So I felt like I walked out disappointed in that aspect, that it was kind of just the same old Ghostface in a sense. Now I will say they definitely cleaned up Ghostface tripping over a piece of lint every corner he walks around, which is good if you're going to lean towards like a darker Ghostface, and one that's kind of strikes a little bit more fear in you. And then Dewey's kill. Couple of things.
That has the worst line ever in any movie to exist.
What was it again?
I don't remember, but he says like not something, and then not today, and then goes like yes today. And I'm like,
yeah, I know, you're right.
I hated that, I will say.
And yeah, so I didn't like his kill. So two kills like in this entire franchise that I have a problem with is Randy's kill in 2 and Dewey's kill. I don't mind that they decided to do something bold and kill them off. I'm just like, okay, what did they die for?
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like I would expect Dewey to die trying to save Gale, and I know Dewey is clumsy and doesn't always make the right decisions, but I don't think Dewey would do that in that moment. And then I don't know. I just didn't like it. It was placed, in my opinion, weirdly in the movie. Like I would have liked to seen that maybe at Stu Macher's house, like it maybe in the final act where he doesn't make it.
Mm-hmm. It would be more effective by the end, I think.
See, that's the way I felt. So I didn't have a problem with them killing him off. It was just how they killed him off and where they killed him off I had a problem with, and the fact of who the killer was that killed him. I didn't like that. But the kill itself, I've said this plenty of times, like that was a gruesome kill. Like, yeah. I like the actual kill. So I can talk for the next 8 hours, but I'm going to let you kind of talk about like what you like, what you didn't like, and actually talk about whatever you want to talk about.
So don't hate me, but
I'm not.
This one is my favorite since the original. Like, definitely.
Wow. Okay.
But I do think, like, recency bias, this one is way more modern. I just like how it looks a lot better. And just, like, thinking back to, like, 1 is untouchable. But, like, 2 and 3, they're just very 90s, which I do love for nostalgia. But they don't look that great. I don't know. So I really, really like this one. I think this one is really, really more violent than past ones. I don't think it's like Halloween,
Well, of course, it's not Halloween Kills, your favorite movie.
Yeah. It's not like anything outrageous, but I do think that like I was a little bit surprised by how kind of gory it was. The opening scene is fantastic.
Very good.
I just love Jenna Ortega. I know you like her too. I mean, who doesn't like her? She's fantastic. Yeah. And I do wish there was more of her in this, but the only reason that it's good she wasn't in it more is because she is just significantly more talented than all the other actors, and she made a lot of them look really bad. I'll just say that right now.
I'm not going to argue with you on that at all.
I don't really like Sam either, and like I don't want to harp on this too much, but I just don't think the actress is good at all, and that really took away from my experience the first time I watched it. Like the scene when they're at like the bowling alley, I think that's where they were working. Yeah. I was like, this is kind of garbage. Like this whole interaction, I did not like it. I got over it a little bit past that, but I just liked a lot of I thought every scene besides that one was pretty solid, honestly. I do like some of the other actors like Dylan Monet, and I really liked his character. They named him Wes, like God. Yeah. I love Judy too, and I just love that was her son. I thought that their kills were really, really good. I really enjoyed that scene. There was a lot of suspense.
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
And I also love Mindy and Chad. I liked them both a lot. I thought they had a lot of clever lines, and I feel like they went hard on the commentary on horror movies, and it was like almost too much, but like right on that line. So I thought it worked. I really liked the actor Kyle Gallner. He's in just so many horror movies randomly, and I think he's a really great actor. So I like that they brought him in. He also was just like in a bunch of, 2010s horror movies that I just loved. So it felt cool bringing him back to horror now. I know he was in Smile as well. So
Yeah.
I really like him. And I thought his kill was really good.
That was good. Again, I just wish we'd got more of him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I feel like the way they explained it, like, oh, he's like whoever's son, it was like, okay, that was really, really quick and didn't really add up. Like it felt random, but that's okay. And I like Amber as a character before the reveal, but then after the reveal, I liked her a lot more.
Oh, you liked her a lot more?
Yes. I love Mikey Madison. She's really good. And she's just good at being a psycho. Like I really
she's a psycho.
More things.
I did not connect with her at all.
I liked her a lot more than Richie, for sure.
That's tough. Like I don't know. And like I don't like her kill. Like I thought it was way overboard. It reminded me like of the Halloween's kill where like the girl shoots herself in the face. So like when Amber like turns around, gets hit, turns around, and then she catches fire. I think that's a little too much. But you did?
Yeah.
And then like she pisses me off when she said Dewey died like a pussy. I'm like, oh
yeah.
I'm like, Gail, please swing on her, please.
I thought that her scenes were really gripping. I loved like her, Gail, and Sydney. I loved when like she came out of the house and they're like, she's faking this, right? And like obviously she is.
Yeah.
I liked when she did her reveal, like she just shot Liv in the head, and it was like, all right, well, here we are. This is the third. She's like, welcome to the third act or something. I thought that was really strong.
Yeah, I would say that was a good one too. I just remember I guess the movie theater reacted really well, like a lot of gasp.
Yeah,
on that one. So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just none of them really stick with me, and it makes me nervous about this new one.
I'm nervous for the new one.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right, we'll jump into that in a second because I definitely want to get your opinion on that and kind of what you want and expect. Okay, so let's kind of just go over it. Like, who was your favorite character in this movie?
Tara, just because it's Jenna Ortega, but
okay.
Amber maybe.
It's Amber. You don't have to lie. It's okay.
I like Mindy a lot too. I also like Wes. I think just like really like Dylan Monet. He's really good.
Yeah, I would probably go Mindy. Only because I feel like we didn't get enough of Tara. You know.
Mm-hmm. The actress who plays Mindy is in Yellow Jackets.
Oh, really?
Another reason to watch it. Yeah.
She's just really good and like she's funny and yeah. I thought she did a really really good job. Okay, real quick before we jump to worst character, what did you think about the Billy pop-ups?
I thought it was a little jarring, but I think so. Now this was the second time I watched it the other week when I just watched it. And I remember thinking when I watched it in theaters, like it was a little too much. But this time around, I guess because I was expecting it, I was like, okay, it wasn't too bad. I think it only happens twice, if I'm not mistaken. So it's really not too bad. It's like a little jarring, but I can get over it. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't know how much of that also has to do with me just not really liking or connecting with Sam.
I know. I really don't like her. Like it just as a character, nothing personal. But
I really hope that changes. Is she in other stuff that you've watched that she just doesn't hit on?
No. I know she was in The Heights, and then she was in a Netflix show. I forget what it was called, but I've never seen her in anything else. And then, yeah, she left a bad impression on me.
Yeah, same.
Which I feel terrible saying. I also really love this movie too because there's 2 Latinas in the leads, which I'm all for, and I love that. So I hate like talking smack about this actress, but she's not great, especially next to Jenna.
Did you know Matthew Lillard was in Scream 2022?
I feel like yes, but now I can't remember.
So it's super dumb, but I'm just looking at the cast list now, and I was scrolling down, and it said Matthew Lillard. I'm like, Matthew Lillard, and I forgot that like he voiced the Ghostface on I don't know. They were watching the Dead Meat thing, and he voiced like the Ghostface or something.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Because wasn't there like a rumor that was like, oh, like Stu and Billy are coming back, and everyone was like, what? And then it came out, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well.
I mean, one you can definitely count because he really, he was on screen, and then the other one, voice, I mean, I guess it counts, but okay, worst character in the movie.
Let me look at my list. Sam. Obviously.
Sam?
Yeah, I was like pulling up the list of characters, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
She's just not developed enough. Like, I just really don't care about her as a main character.
Yeah, I would have to go Sam too, and like that's I don't know how much do you blame that on the writers compared to the actor? Because the way that I look at it is like I feel like I talk about this a lot. Like I look at that first episode of The Last of Us, and like how a short amount of time we were able to connect and care with the daughter of Joel, right? And she was obviously killed in that first episode, and then like we felt that, and I thought that had to do with a lot of good writing, good acting as well. But like when it comes to stuff like this, like I don't know if it's more of the writing or if it's more of the actress or actor themselves. Like I don't know.
I know it's hard, and I've been thinking about it a lot because I keep feeling like, is it me? Like, am I just a hater? Like, and I've been reading like Reddit threads about it, and some people are like, oh, why does she get so much hate? Like, she's not that bad. Other people are like, no, she's terrible. And then other people are like, she just was given really bad lines. And I'm like, I mean, she's the only one in the whole movie that had bad lines. Like, that doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I will say the dialogue in this movie isn't like the strongest ever. Something like The Last of Us is like, and it's gonna be
really
an award-winning show. Like,
yeah,
it's fantastic. Not saying this wouldn't be, but I don't know, because Mindy had really great lines. Tara's were fine, I thought. Like, I feel like they just didn't really care enough about the character, and I think the acting was bad too. So I think it was maybe both.
Both, yeah. I mean, look, I love. I'll give a positive to this movie. I'm on an island when I say I like Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
And I don't like this one, but I will say, although this one maybe has its problems, like with dialogue, I definitely think the dialogue in this movie is 20 times better.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Like I felt
agree with you there.
Yeah. Oh, I know you will. Favorite kill in the movie? I
liked Dewey's. I like Dewey's more of just like, I'm glad that it happened. I feel like such a psycho for saying this, but I'm glad Dewey's dead. Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna clip this.
Yeah. I'm just like, you need to kill off a legacy character, and it couldn't have been Sydney or Gale, because no, that would be egregious. So sorry, he was the weakest link. He had to go, but I'm glad that they did kill him off, and I thought it was a good kill. But I agree with what you're saying. It was placed weird. Like I mentioned, the dialogue is weird, and it was try hard. I didn't really enjoy it, but I thought it was, very sad. I was surprised. I did not think they were going to kill any of the legacy characters off, so I thought that was good.
So this is a double-edged sword for me because I just didn't like Dewey dying. I just think it was the best on-kill screen. Or on-screen kill. Like, it was just so savage. Double knives. Like, it's such a savage kill. As much as I dislike it, like for the kill itself, like, I just thought it was done really, really good. And see, I disagree. I thought they were going to kill off a legacy character.
Okay.
And I
wasn't giving them enough credit.
I knew it was going to be Dewey. I did. Like, just because I feel like Dewey is, like, obviously widely loved throughout the Scream community. I'm not saying Gale's not, because I'm a big fan of Gale. But I feel like there are a little bit more people that hate on Gale for whatever reason that is. So I felt like if they were to kill her off, maybe it wouldn't have that big effect as killing off a Dewey. So I felt like if they were going to kill somebody off, it was definitely going to be Dewey. Again, just the placement and the timing I didn't like, which sucks because again, it's my favorite actual kill. Like it was done really, really well. And and that's another thing. Like I just felt the movie was predictable, in my opinion. Like I knew who the killers were. I knew when they talked about like kind of going back to the original and doing it for Wes, I was like, a boyfriend's got to be involved. I will say they did they did a good job of not like hinting towards the movie at all. Like, but in the back of my mind, I kind of figured it was him. And then with Amber, she was just too overprotective from the very jump. So I knew something was gonna happen with her. So I kind of figured those two from the jump were gonna be the killers. What about you? Did you have any idea of who any of them were gonna be?
I thought Amber. I wasn't sure about Richie. I don't think I had him as a prediction. But I will say, not to be annoying, but I feel like it being obvious, like, wasn't that kind of the point? I will defend this movie till I die.
No, you should. If you love this movie, defend it.
Because, like, you know, they have the whole conversation many times, like, who could be the killer? And Dewey says, it's you, it's Richie, it's the boyfriend, obviously. And it was like, okay, well, yeah, it was him. And then I think somebody else mentions it being Amber as well when, you know, they're talking about the requels and everything like that. So I feel like it was like, yeah, these are the most obvious ones, and they're just like poking fun at the genre at this point and just being super meta.
Yeah.
So if it's predictable, I don't really hate it for that reason.
Well, I mean, also, if it is predictable and it works, it works. Like, I mean, that's at the end of the day, it just didn't work for me. So I'm glad it worked for you, and I'm glad you love this movie. It hurts my heart that it's at number 2, because I love Scream 2 so much. But
Scream 2 is number 3 for me.
Okay, that's fair. I can deal with that. Okay, what would you rate the movie out of 5?
4. I'm ready with these reviews, whether you like it or not.
No, hell yeah, I love that.
You're like 2. Oh
2.
No.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, I think I went 2. I'm pretty sure I went 2. No, I did 2.5.
All right.
Did I really?
You're like, I regret it. I take that back.
let me fix that. No, I'm just joking. Well, that's good. So I guess I really would just kind of want to talk last few minutes, kind of talk about the new Scream, and obviously just a few days away, less than a week. What do you want? Like, what do you want to happen for you to walk out of the theaters to get that same feeling you got from the past Scream? Like, so what needs to happen for you to really enjoy this movie?
Really good commentary on the genre. Like, you know, obviously it's in every movie, but like we said in the 4th one, it's kind of weak. So it's really smart writing. Hopefully Sam is better written, and
has to be.
Then we'll see if like the movie is well written, like the 5th one I thought was, then, and she's still bad, then I'm sorry, it's just the acting. That's the last thing I will say, because I feel like a bully. And I'm really curious about the Ghostface reveal, because I think the 2nd movie pulled it off really well with not being that many years apart. And then the 4th one I liked, the 5th one I liked, but there were so many years between them that I thought it was kind of easy to just be like, oh, it's the anniversary, so there's going to be another Ghostface killer. It's like an easy setup. But with this one, I'm just a little bit nervous about how close it is from the 5th one. So, like, who would it be that it's believable at this point? And I just hope the new setting works. I mean, I live in New York. I'm really excited for it to be in New York. I can't wait to see Ghostface on the subway. That'll be hilarious. But Woodsboro works so well that I'm nervous about a new location.
Yeah. Those are all great points, and I definitely agree with those. I guess being that the last movie didn't really work for me, I want to see something like totally different.
Which is to be.
I think we can agree that this movie is going to do good in the box office, and we'll most likely get a 7th movie. I think, you know, so I want to see something different. And when I say different, I really thought about this. I don't want a Ghostface reveal.
Okay.
Like, I think that this is a good time when you do something different. If there's two killers, maybe reveal one, but one gets away.
Okay.
Like, that would be a hell of a cliffhanger that we just haven't got in previous movies. Now, you have your Scream, like, diehard Scream stands that just, they're not going to want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, they want the rules to be the rules.
Yeah.
And, which I get. Like, I get it. And it would, I don't want to say, I don't know. I feel like that would be really good going into the 7th movie to kind of leave us off of a cliffhanger in some sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be honest with you, like, better commentary. And then everything that you said, I hope Sam's character is better, or I hope Sam is better as a character. Cause that's going to be pretty big. And obviously she's the lead. And it looks like positively that Jenna Ortega is really right by her side throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
So that's a huge plus. And then I'll be honest, like, everything I've seen so far from this movie, trailer, a little clip here and there, I really like. Like, I like the whole New York City setting, so I hope that really works. I like the fact that, I don't know, I don't live in New York City, but I feel like, obviously you do, like, there's so much going on that I feel like a lot of stuff gets
with a lot.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff can get ignored in some ways. So I think that's a really good aspect of it. I would love to see Ghostface like running around in a New York City apartment building. You know, I don't know. I just think it's so cool. And if you get a chance, if you want to watch that Gale chase, it's very short, and most of it is in the trailer. But I don't know. He seems different. And I know that's like so basic to say, because I feel like in every movie, like, and they say it in this trailer, like, you've never seen somebody like me before. And I kind of roll my eyes on that. But like, after I watched the trailer, like when I saw him use a shotgun on somebody, and then the Gale chase scene, like he's jumping over stuff, not falling all over like he's like on her ass. Like, it was very intense, and that's really what I want. I want to go super dark again, make him super dark. And I don't know how many killers I want. I don't know about that. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if they have needed to do 2 every time. I feel like 1 could work. I just hope it's not something stupid.
I know.
That's what I care about more. I'm like, I don't care how many there are. It just better make sense.
Have you like heard the rumors out there? Like, do you listen to any of them? Like, okay. Like,
no, I don't know.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm avoiding spoilers too, but like, there's just always been rumors of people coming back, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't really like that, because then it's like, it just feels like no death is final. Then it's not as serious. So I'm not a fan of people coming back.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I think people should be left where they are. I think it works. Did you like the like, one of the scenes that I'm really looking forward to is like the shrine scene, the Ghostface shrine scene? That looks like, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I noticed, like, you've seen the trailer, right?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer.
So Sam has the Ghostface mask in her purse. Like, I'm just wondering, like, does somebody like take that from her, or because I've seen like many still shots of the old Ghostface mask. And still shots of a clean white one. So I'm just interested to see what happens and like how things play out. But I would say that's kind of what I would want to happen, is not a definitive ending. Like, I would love to go into the 7th movie not knowing who the killer is. Now, as a Scream fan, I got to know, what's your opinion on that? Like, would you be totally against that? I know it's tough for a lot of people.
No, I think it would be good. I'm definitely not one that's like, it has to follow the rules, completely, because then it just kind of gets boring. But yeah, because I liked in the 4th one how Jill almost got away. Like, I feel like that was different enough from all the others. So, because usually it's like, we have the big reveal, there's a struggle, and then they die right away. And it's like, okay, you can expect that. So I liked how Jill almost got away. So yeah, if they did something like that with this one, I think that it would be strong. I wouldn't be mad about it at all.
Like, imagine if Jill got away, and like in the 5th one, like, she's still out there, and she thinks Sydney's dead or something. I don't know. They could have done a lot with that.
Speaking of Sydney.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Are you nervous about that?
I'm not nervous. It's just going to feel weird. I mean, I know, like, I feel like it's been strange, like, the reactions too from like the Scream community, because I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm not gonna watch it without her, but now it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone's still gonna watch it.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's on track to be the best opening ever for a Scream movie. So I hope it does that. I mean, horror deserves it. This franchise deserves it. I will say I'm a little nervous, kind of, only because for me personally, I didn't connect with the last characters, especially with Sam. So if she's not better, it'll, I don't know how if that'll change my opinion, but like, I just don't want there to be like, I don't want Sydney to be a glaring hole, if that makes sense. And that's no disrespect to her or anything, because obviously if I had my way, she would be in this movie. But
Right.
so when I went and saw Creed 3, Sylvester Stallone's not in Creed 3 at all, and they barely speak of him. It worked, but there is one glaring scene that Rocky would have showed up and like really would have hit. And I don't want to say it takes away from the movie, but it's just you kind of wish he was there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they're able to pull this off and can do it without Sydney.
Yeah, I know it'll be interesting because now Gail's the only one left, but they're bringing Kirby back, so maybe
True. That's a
that'll
positive.
be something. Yeah.
That's a positive. All right, last question before we get off. Do you think Gail or Kirby dies, or both? Do you think one of them goes?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
I don't know, because I didn't think Dewey was gonna die, but now that he did, I don't think they're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
I don't know.
I don't think they will, because they already lost Sydney, and I know that was like a huge blow to the franchise, even if they didn't care enough, I guess. So I just don't think they're gonna do without another legacy character.
That makes sense. I'll probably lean towards no, honestly, thinking about it, because everything you said makes sense. All right, chances on a scale of like a 1 to 10 that Sydney comes back for the 7th movie.
I don't know. It sucks because it's like, I just don't understand why, if she's one of the leads still, like, why wouldn't they just give her more money? It's so stupid to me.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's not like they're hurting for money at all.
No.
I don't know.
Not at all.
And it's just like, would she want to come back after that too? Like, there's so many factors, play in. But you're 100% on the train that there's no possible way she shows up in this movie, right?
No, I don't think so. I was like, okay. Movie, what if she's ghosted? It's like something so stupid, and they're like, I don't know, the whole thing was staged. No, I don't think so.
Like, I didn't think she was ever going to be in this movie, but like, I got to like thinking about it. Like, what if like at the end, Ghostface does get away, and like Kirby or somebody calls somebody on the phone and it's Sydney, and like the movie cuts or something like that. Like, so maybe she's not in it, but I don't know. You would have to like, that's a risk because you would have to guarantee that she'd be back in the 7th one in some way. So
yeah,
I don't think they're going to roll the dice.
CGI her.
So like, again, like I was sitting there watching Creed and I'm like, oh, he's going to show up. Like it's going to be, it's going to be a surprise for everybody. And it just didn't happen. So I can kind of see myself walking out of the theaters for Scream and being at least some semi disappointed for that aspect. So
I think it's probably going to feel like a different movie without her. That's for sure. But hopefully it's not too much.
I got faith, and that says a lot because again, I wasn't a big fan of the last one, but I don't know. I have a lot of faith in this, and it sucks because my expectations are high now, and I don't want them to be shot down. So,
I know. I think I have my expectations are like middle ground.
Good. That's the best way to go in. If you can go in like that, are you seeing an opening night? I'm assuming. Yeah,
I'm seeing it on Thursday night.
Yeah, me too. So, all right, super excited about that. Thank you for coming through and talking with me. It's Saturday. I know it's cold, so I don't know if you got plans, but I appreciate you taking time out of the weekend to talk with me. We're less than a week away, and this is going to kind of wrap up our road to Scream 6. You are going to be on the panel in a week and a half, so really looking forward to that and seeing everybody's opinion. I feel like everybody was on the same page with the last panel with Halloween Ends, so that kind of, there was not a lot of disagreement on that one. So hopefully there's not a lot of disagreement on this one, and everybody comes out liking it. Like that's the goal. That's kind of what we all want. All right, before I let you go, where can everybody follow you on social media?
Yeah, so Twitter, I think I'm the most active on. My @ is Natalie Zamora with 2 A's at the end. So follow me there.
All right, everybody. Appreciate y'all tuning in to episode 39 of the Take One podcast, and we'll see you for the Scream 6 panel.